What's up, guys? Here we are back again for episode 4, which I haven't updated on the podcast. We still haven't thought of a name, but here we are. I don't know. I'll probably stick it to something. I haven't really fucking thought about it, or even like, there's no name, but I wish it did have a name. The only name I could think of besides Just the Point is just the Tips, or no,
That's weird.
Just
Let's
the
not call it.
Bits.
No.
Just I don't know.
Let's it's 4 already.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Episode 4.
so this means it's been a month already.
It has been a month.
4
Our
weeks,
inaugural month, Karlo. We've been podcasting for about a month now.
That's weird.
That is weird not to have a name.
Yeah.
But anyway, how was your day, Karlo?
Really good. Lots of good sports stuff happened to me. Busy at work. And all that stuff, you know. I forgot the Oscars was on Sunday.
I did see something like that. They did
Yeah.
Apparently, their weird memorial thing for
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman was weird. I didn't see it.
I forgot to watch it because apparently the ratings were really low this year too, which makes sense because not a lot of people went to the movies this year.
Yeah, not a lot of movies came out, so it's not like a regular year with just like 56 movies coming out, including indie movies.
Well, there's a few good ones. Like I did Nomadland won Best Picture this year, and I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a movie I did like I'd watch again though. It's not one of my favorite movies, but it was a very well made, very good movie. All said and done, but it's alright. I still have yet to see a few movies like Minari and The Father. I really want to see those movies. So the other ones I've seen.
I wanted to see what was it, The Last Dragon, Kara, and Soul. I heard they were really good movies.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That one's really good. I think Soul won Best Animated Film though.
From what I heard, it was really good.
Yeah, but the other one too, the Last Dragon, Kira, the Last Dragon.
Yeah.
That was really good too. I liked it, but I don't think it's better than Soul. It's a good Pixar movie, but it's not the best.
Well, no.
Yeah.
That's a discussion for another time.
Well, that's actually it's a Disney movie, yeah. But yeah, we can talk about that some other time. But
we can always have different discussions. Like that's the greatest thing about it. We'll discuss even this couple years old, like Game of Thrones last week. Yeah. That was fun to do. So here we are. We just finished the series finale for Falcon and Winter Soldier. The last 2 episodes, we didn't do a podcast. Last week, we did Game of Thrones. So we have a lot of catching up to. But in all generalization, what did you actually think of the whole series of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I like it. I've always liked the Captain America series because of its political intrigue and how it its social commentary, and that's something the Captain America, because this is a Captain America series. Let's be honest here. Like at the end, they changed the title
to Captain America
and Winter Soldier, which is funny because Bucky has been wanting to get rid of the Winter Soldier monaco.
Yeah, for the longest time.
For a long time,
and they still stuck with it.
They still call him the Winter Soldier, even though he's probably like.
He's probably gonna have to own up to it, just like live with it. Like, hey, like the Winter Soldier was dick, but now I'm like changing it to Winter Soldier being.
Good. In Wakanda, he's known as the White Wolf, so I don't know why he just goes by that. The White Wolf is a different character in the comics, but I guess they can use Bucky for this one.
Speaking of the comics, when the new Captain America came out and Sam was the Captain America because Captain America was captured, Steve Rogers, that suit was almost identical to the comic version of the new
Sam Wilson.
Yeah,
Sam Wilson Captain. Yeah. The custom designers has been amazing in these, like in Phase 4. This is Phase 4, the WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. They've been amazing. If you look at Wanda's new costume.
It's amazing. I cannot wait for the new phase. The new Avengers going to be coming out.
I don't know about it's gonna be a while for the new Avengers.
Oh yeah, we got so many movies. We got Loki coming out. We got Doctor Strange new movies. Spider-Man. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's trailer just came out. We can talk about that in a bit too if you want. Uh, but going back to the series, I do like it. Uh, like I said, my favorite character is probably John Walker. I think he's the most intriguing character out of all of them. He did have a small redemption arc at the
I
end. He's
did
gonna
say
end up
that was gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be a small. I think he's gonna end up being an anti-hero,
Hmm.
in the series. But like I said, like John Walker was not an evil guy. He's just his methods are just ticked a lot of people off. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not his motives were not evil, per se, and that's what really intrigued me about him.
Speaking of ticking people off, or now the last episode, Sam had a whole reveal about being the Captain America, talking to the
Mhm.
politicians after he saved them, and he said like one of my favorite things is when he said there's gonna be a lot of people who see me and just not like me because I'm black, and
Yeah,
that's the truth of it. Like there's a lot of people, even
it's
when in the comics when Sam took over Captain America, no one liked that, but me, I liked it because it's the person you should actually judge, not the color of their skin.
of course it's a very meta commentary, to be honest with you. It's a fourth wall kind of thing. It speaks to what is right now, because when they did like I remember at the end of Endgame, when Captain America gave the shield to Sam Wilson,
And he
there
says
were
it
some
suits you well.
there were backlash with people, a certain group of people that didn't like that because Captain America's not supposed to be black, blah blah
There's
blah
a
blah.
certain group of people out there that
Exactly.
don't like black people. No, you
Yeah,
don't say.
that's what I'm saying. It is a very meta commentary, and like it's true. Like, uh
Unfortunately,
yeah, and yeah, it's a very unfortunate, but a lot of those people didn't know that Sam Wilson was Captain America in the comics, and
yeah,
they just thought that Marvel, I mean MCU and Disney is just being quote unquote woke
edgy or
culture.
some shit. Like no, even
Yeah,
the comics, like
yeah,
they don't always follow the comics. As even the comics, Captain Steve Rogers was still alive, but he was just captured, and that's why Sam
yeah.
took over the role of Captain America.
It's just, well, they have to. Of course, they're gonna change it, but the same
Adaptations
concepts.
always got to throw up your own thing
Yeah,
about that.
the concept is still there. Like in the comic books, Bucky was a Captain America for a
Yeah,
bit there too. Um, but of course, like they had to. Uh, Technically, Steve Rogers is also alive in the MCU. It's not that he's just
he's just
retired.
really old.
Yeah, but they had to do something because Chris Evans was leaving the MCU.
Hmm.
You know, he's moving on.
Yeah,
Same with Robert Downey Jr. You
yeah.
know, they had to do something
The,
about those characters, and which makes sense because I feel like the first three phases, the arcs, the heart of the MCU was those two characters, was Iron Man and Captain America. They were the core of the Avengers series in the first three phases, and now
speak
they're moving on to more stuff. They're adding new heroes, they're adding new characters, they're expanding the universe, which is amazing.
It is, and they're really adding to it. Like in the Infinity Gauntlet series, there's a lot more characters that they can introduce, like Adam Warlock, even though we have a small trailer from him from Guardians of the Galaxy, or there's Squirrel Girl, even though she's like a fun, neat character, but so is Deadpool, so I'm pretty sure Squirrel Girl
I,
can make an appearance.
I mean, they're making a Miss Marvel show
They are.
soon, so they're kind of hand in hand because they're in the same kind of group, Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl, and also you know what Marvel character I really want to see? It's Gwenpool.
Gwenpool?
Gwenpool, yeah,
She
it's a
was
female
introduced in the Spider-Man, what was it? What was that one? The animated one, the Spider-Man one.
No, that's Spider Gwen.
Oh, the Spider-Man,
This,
that's
this
right.
is this is very
Oh,
different.
Gwenpool, cool, Gwenpool. Sorry.
Look her up.
I
She's
know
a
who
very fun
Gwenpool is. I
character.
saw her in the Metro comics. I went to today and I saw a bunch of comics today, and there was
Yeah.
like three crossover because I love crossovers. There was three of them. There was Scooby Doo and Batman. I can't wait to read that. Ruby and Justice League, and then there was another out of left field. This came out of nowhere. I didn't even know this fucking would be a thing. Transformers, My Little Pony. What is that?
Those are just really weird.
I
But
know, but it was like this is amazing. I have to read that. That's the glory thing about comics. Sometimes you'll go in there finding the comic, you don't even know what you want to read, but you see it and you're like, this is interesting. I need to know about this. Just like all kinds of crossovers. I saw Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a fun one.
I remember those crossover movies at the 90s too, with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and I think it was the Power Rangers. I know they had a crossover movie with someone.
I think
And
so.
And Scooby Doo used to have a lot of crossovers.
Oh yeah, no, he had a bunch of cameos.
It's one of those things.
But that was the always great thing about comics. They love doing crossovers and shit like that. But in your eyes, where does Falcon and Winter Soldier sit with you in the MCU universe?
What do you mean sit with me? Like I
rank wise.
I don't think it's the greatest. I liked WandaVision better.
Mm-hmm.
I like the concept because it was a little bit more personal, I think, while I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was a little bit more global, and it kind of showed what the world. It kind of gives you. It's a setup. Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier is a setup. What faced the world after the
blip.
The blip is the first one. Is it the blip? The second one. The second
blip is after they come back.
Okay, so yeah, the blip. So it's setting up the world in the MCU after the blip, and I think it's that more of a purpose. Even though as much as I like it, I would put it on the B tier. B tier.
So we're gonna rank these tiers since we have how many MCU shows, not including Netflix shows.
Shows? Are we shows? So we shows just or including movies?
Let's do shows. There's not a lot of shows, but there's so far we've got Agent Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
My S tier is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really?
Yeah, it's so good. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So good. It's so good. Like the first half of the first season is an F tier. It's like get rid of it. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when it gets going, it's so good. And then I would another F tier for me is Iron Fist. It's just so bad, man.
We're not including the Netflix movies.
Oh,
because apparently they're not canon.
Well, they technically were.
They were.
Well,
I think they are. About it.
Actually, I think they are, but they're just not. Like, because I know there's rumors that Daredevil's going to show up in the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, because Charlie Cox is going to play Daredevil, which I love. He is
so that makes it canon.
Okay, so if we do include the Netflix, does that change your perspective?
No, I think they're still a B tier. Because it's hard. Like I put WandaVision in A tier. I put both Daredevil seasons in A tier.
Seasons
Jessica
2
Jones,
and 3 or just
1 and
all
2.
3?
1, 2. Well, 1 and 2. Season 3 I'd put on B tier because it wasn't as good as the first two, and I put Jessica Jones in the B tier, and the Punisher would also be in the B tier. I have a lot of B tiers. So
you do have a lot of B tier.
It's just because they're good. Like the only I'd put the Defenders on C tier. It was okay. It wasn't very good.
I can see that.
And Luke Cage. I'd put Luke Cage on C tier. It was also good, but it wasn't blown my mind. But the only F tier or D tier or whatever is Iron Fist. That thing was so bad.
Your opinion, but
no, it's so bad. Dude.
What do you think about Agent Carter then?
Oh, Agent Carter. I've only it only had like 2 seasons, and I was gonna say I've only seen 2 seasons, but I just remembered it's only 2. It wasn't continued. The fact that it wasn't resolved a lot, I would put it on C. I thought it was a good show.
It was really, really well done, and just the characters they have are just really well for me.
I thought. Well, I think the fact that it wasn't resolved or finished puts it down for me. I did enjoy the first season more than the second season. The second season was a step down than the first season. I think the first season was just great. The first season would be an A tier for me. Yeah. Like if as a whole, I put it in C tier. Second season would be a B or C. But first season is an A tier for me.
You can't really put a series about why it's never continued because people to this day still love Firefly, and there hasn't been
Yeah, exactly. But it's just there's a reason why it wasn't continued because like I said, the second season was a huge step down than the first. I think.
I liked the second season anyway, but so apparently, have you seen the list of from starting A to starting where we are right now about what you have to watch in order to be like caught up with everything in the MCU?
I mean, there are a few movies I will recommend to you guys to not watch if you're trying to catch up. Number one is The Incredible Hulk, and number two would be Thor: Dark World. Although
I
it's
didn't like
kind of
Dark
like,
World either.
even though there's like a big plot device in Dark World with the Soul Stone, so
Yeah, you really need
it's
to watch Dark World to understand what's going on. I would say sit through it. It was good. You don't have to watch. So the list is. I'm actually gonna look at this list right now.
no,
Let me
it's
see.
I could probably, yeah, okay. So
List.
the first three there's Iron Man 1, Captain America, Thor. I
No.
think
There's
Iron
an
Man
actual
2.
like an indefinite list of
What do you mean? Oh,
like
for like if you
movies
include
and
the
shows.
shows.
Movies and
Oh.
shows.
Well, the thing about Agents of Shield though is you don't really need to watch it to know the MCU story. It's like a side story. Same with the other ones like Agent Carter and the Netflix shows. They're not really essential.
All right, so I found the list. All right, so I found the list. Here's the list. It goes Captain America, and then Agent Carter, Iron Man 1, then 2.
Oh,
Yeah, that list.
well, you missed Captain Marvel because Captain
Oh
Marvel's
yeah,
before
sorry.
Iron
So it
Man.
goes. Sorry, I was reading this wrong. It goes Captain America, Agent Carter, Captain Marvel, Iron Man 1 and 2, then an Incredible Hulk. I
Yeah,
guess
so it's just chronological then.
chronological order. Yeah.
Okay. That makes a little
And
bit more
apparently
sense.
it splits up seasons
Yeah,
like Agents of Shield seasons 1 episode 1 through 17,
yeah,
then
because
Thor, then episode or
yeah,
seasons
because
1 episode 8 through 16.
yeah, because Agents of Shields was retroactive with the MCU. Because when the Captain America the Winter Soldier came out, they had to make it tie into Agents of Shield, where
They
that was
did.
actually probably the best season. I know you haven't watched it, but the best season
Is 2?
is no, it's not season 2. I think it's season 3 or 4, where they found out that Hydra was behind Shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the best season I think of Agents of Shield. It's so good. Like I think that's a season with Ghost Rider also too.
I love Ghost Rider. I found out Ghost Rider was in there. I'm like, I'm so excited to see
I
Agents of Shield.
I think you should. I recommend watching Agent of Shield, Jimmy, if you haven't seen it. But like I said, you're gonna have to sit through like the first 10 episodes of the first season because it's bad.
I mean, I sat through Game of Thrones first season, so.
I mean, it's no Game of Thrones first season. I
You
like
said Game
the
of
first season.
Thrones first season was just like, just
It's
go through it.
no. The first season of Game of Thrones, I say get through it because it's there's a lot to absorb. There's a lot to get through. They have to lot. It's very complicated and it's a lot to. That's why you have to get through it and then it gets going. Once you get everything, because getting into the world is different. Like once you get into the world, it gets better. Season 1, the first 10 episodes of Shields is just bad.
Like when you say bad, describe bad because there's different
It's very
variations of bad.
it's very cringy and it's very like the writing is bad, pacing is bad, and the story doesn't make sense. And then they picked it up after a while. I'm not sure if they changed the writers or not, but everything kind of came together.
You can always tell when they change writers.
They killed off a few characters and then they brought in new characters and the chemistry just got better.
Mm-hmm.
And everything just got more interesting, in my opinion.
So where it says because there's a bunch of other shows I haven't seen, like The Runaways or The Inhumans.
The Runaways is okay. I forgot. I put it a C tier. It was, yeah, it was very. The target audience for The Runaways are teenagers and preteens. It's very Disney, like Disney that Disney show ish. It's good, but it's not like. I think there's a lot of kind of like teenage drama into it, and it's okay. I haven't seen Inhumans. I haven't had the chance to. I should.
What about Cloak and Dagger? I saw that also on there.
Cloak and Dagger I haven't seen either. I need. I've been meaning to watch that.
And then it ends with Infinity War, but it doesn't show the latest 2, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
So I think WandaVision's just like 2 weeks after Infinity War, and I believe Falcon and Winter Soldier is 2 months, and then I think Far From Home is about 6 months after. So Far From Home it actually happens after WandaVision and
Yeah,
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
and that will set up Doctor Strange Madness
Mhm.
of the Multiverse, or the Multiverse of Madness. I always fucking forget that for some reason.
Well, we'll see where Shang-Chi goes, and I believe Black Widow is set right before Infinity War.
Because Black Widow is
Was it before Infinity War or before Endgame?
it would have to be before Infinity War or
Okay.
Endgame. It would have to be before Endgame.
I gotta look that up. I'm not sure. I know it's one of those. I know
Well, it would
it's one
have to
of
be
the.
one of the two.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot more MCU coming out. Which one are you mostly excited about?
Sh- as a personal, there's a few. I'm excited for all of them, but the most is probably the Spider-Man 3 is because I Spider-Man is my favorite superhero since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been I've always loved Spider-Man, and it's always that's why I was so disappointed with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man versions because it was just so bad. But also at the same time, Shang-Chi just hits differently for me because it is the first Asian superhero
Mm-hmm.
we'll see on big screen in Hollywood, in the MCU. As an Asian American myself, that's representation is a big deal.
It is.
You know?
And there's not many Asian comic characters out there,
Yeah.
or a lot of Asian uh, actors out there. Well, there are, but they're not like as big as they should. Like I remember when Crazy Asian, or was it
And
Crazy Asian Love came out.
great. Shit. Cra-
Yeah, see,
no, no, Crazy Rich People.
yeah,
Oh,
Crazy Rich
Crazy
People.
Asian.
When that came out, that was
Yeah.
a good movie. So
No,
I heard.
Crazy Rich Asians. That's
Crazy Rich
Crazy
Asians.
Rich Asians. It was a really good movie. I enjoy that. I don't. And there's like, uh, I love consuming media, even though like a lot of people don't expect me. Like it's a rom-com. It's a romantic comedy,
Oh, I
and
love
it
rom
was a really
coms.
good one. Um, and I did enjoy that one. It was a really good, well made one because there's a lot of rom-com that's just bad, where it's just it doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, this guy cheated on him, and then
Anything with Megan McCarthy is just
it's
bad.
so bad. But yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
don't like
what are you excited for, Jimmy?
me.
Yeah.
Phew. Well, me, I wish this was a fucking thing coming out because Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider's story. I love Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider is the guy who is the Ghost Rider who got sent from the past by Thanos to kill Thanos. So I don't know how many people love about or know about that, but that's what Cosmic Ghost Rider is, and he's an agent of Thanos to go back in time to kill Thanos.
We'll see. I don't know if that's
I don't know that that's not going to be
it'll
a thing.
probably happen, but it's not Thanos. It's probably something else. There's a lot of cosmic villains still left in the in the Marvel universe, but is no like what coming up though? What movie
Oh
or
yeah,
show
yeah, coming
coming up
up.
is are you
If I had to
excited for?
say, it would be Doctor Strange and the
Mhm.
Madness in the multiverse of madness. Because Doctor
Is it
Strange is my second favorite.
who's your favorite?
My favorite, so it's a tie. So my favorite comic book hero,
So Doctor Strange is third then.
Doctor Strange is second, because it's a
Well,
tie between number one.
yeah, if you're tied with number one, that's one and two, and then Doctor Strange is three.
Whatever. Okay, for number one is Spider-Man and Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Because Spider-Man has got like the greatest story of
I love Spider-Man.
dude,
It's
I could talk forever
the
about Spider-Man, and we should do a whole fucking podcast about Spider-Man.
and by the way, I got a lot of slack for this on Twitter. That Spider-Man 2, the Raimi Spider-Man 2, is one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. Don't at me for that. 'Cause
Yeah, I'm gonna at you on that, and we're gonna talk about that
it's one of the
on the
greatest superhero movies of
podcast.
all time.
Okay, if we have to talk about that, we will save a podcast. In fact, that will probably be the next episode talking about Spider-Man, because I could talk about Spider-Man forever. I have Ultimate Spider-Man. There's Spider-Man movies. There's the games I could talk about. There's the Amazing Spider-Man, brand
Have you
new
played
Spider-Man.
Have you played the PS4 game yet?
Yeah, the Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh my
That
god,
was
it's so
amazing. That
good.
was so
It
god
is
tier.
it is the best Spider-Man representation in mainstream media. That's not
I
comic books.
I will
That's not
agree with
comic
that.
books. That's not comic books. obviously,
Oh,
but
comic books obviously is
yeah,
Ultimate Spider-Man.
yeah, it's that. It is the Marvel Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man story comic book. I mean, out of movies and TV
Like I
shows
said,
and
we're
video
gonna
games.
dedicate next week's stream to Spider-Man. It will be all about Spider-Man. We will talk about our favorite Spider-Man movie. We're talking about the TV shows, the games, because I played only 3 of the Spider-Man games, and there was a lot of fucking Spider-Man games. I don't
There's a
know if
lot
you
of
ever
Spider-Man
played this
games.
PlayStation games.
The Spider-Man 2, the good one, the only
Spider-Man
good
2.
one since the only good one since yeah.
No, there was another good one. Not a lot of people know about. It was a shame because this Spider-Man was a great fucking game, but the only downfall, it was fucking short. It was Ultimate Spider-Man for the PS2. Did you ever play
What?
that?
No, I don't remember that one.
Ultimate Spider-Man for the PS2 was probably the second greatest game until Marvel Spider-Man came out.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
no, we'll get there. So the next topic we're going to talk about, if you want to change your screen, Mortal Kombat, or do you want to still talk about Falcon
Oh
and Winter
no,
Soldier? Was there anything left to say about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
oh no, I'm good.
You're good.
I just wanted. Okay.
Oh,
Oh
there's
no.
one thing I did want to talk about. You did call it last week how you thought uh, what was her name?
Sharon Carter
Sharon Carter was the power
was a
broker.
power broker. It was
Yeah.
very obvious, dude. Everybody, like it's so obvious, man. It was. They were not so. Well, they tried to be subtle about it,
They
but
tried
they
to be.
weren't. They weren't. Everybody knew.
I thought it was Zemo, but whatever.
No, could it be? He was in prison for 5 years.
Oh, like it's ever stopped him from doing anything with it, because he got his butler to kill the rest of the Flag Smashers.
Yeah. Are we going back to? Are we
We're
going back to that?
We're going back to that. We're going back to that. I got 30 minutes.
No,
We're going back to that.
I mean, no, I can't. Like, it was so obvious because okay, think about it. I don't know if you watched Pitch Meeting put it out
Yeah, I did.
very perfectly,
I did.
where it says, "Oh, so someone who has a large influence in Mastapur, who and
Who's got like
who
great
has a lot of
hands-on
great
intelligence.
connections, blah blah blah, and what the Sharon Carter, who's from Mastapur, a lot of good connections. It was so freaking obvious.
I don't know. It still kind of surprised me. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
When that happened, I'm like, yeah.
Now, when they labeled Carly as Sam said, don't call her a terrorist, she literally, by definition, was a terrorist.
Yeah, she was a terrorist. Yeah. No, here's the thing though. I do want to talk about Carly because I think she was the weakest part of the show.
You think so?
Yeah, she was such a like. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to get her to You were trying to get the audience to sympathize with her, but it didn't really work because we didn't spend a lot of time with her,
getting to know her and say what her cause was all about.
Yeah, it was. He was one of those like it's supposed to be a tragic villain,
mm-hmm.
and I felt like that. To me, that was John Walker, who became a villain tragically.
Yeah,
but he did, like I say, he did redeem himself.
Became the U.S. agent, and then
became
gonna
a U.S.
be
agent.
in the second season, hopefully.
And Madam Hydra is there recruiting him, so we'll see. But Carly was just such a weak character. I feel bad for saying this because I know acting is a hard job, but the actress had just really low charisma. She wasn't very likable, and
now, go on. I've got to look up the writers.
But it's just there's a lot of emotion missing from her, I think, and when they tried to like play her death off as a very emotional send off, I didn't really feel it. It was one of the few the things that really didn't hit me in that show, and that's a negative for that's why I like WandaVision better, because I thought all the emotional points and all the things they wanted to do work, while in Falcon and Winter Soldiers there are a lot of things that work, but I think Carly, who's supposed to be a huge part of the show, didn't work for me, at least.
So I'm still trying to find the writers who did this. I don't know why I can't fucking find the writers on
For
IMDb.
who?
Falcon Winter Soldier. Trivia, no more. Full cast.
You can just it's Malcolm Spellman and it's Michael Spellman. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Michael Spellman. So do you think he ended it the way they should have, or there should have been a more longer version, like 8 or 10 episodes longer?
I
So can
mean,
we just flesh out Carly's story? Because
we
if you
did.
do if you only put Carly's story into Falcon Winter Soldier, it's not that long. You can fill a full episode of her story, what she wanted to do in Falcon Winter Soldier.
I think we talked about this the last one of the podcasts. I don't know if we did or not, but there were reports that they had to cut some of the episodes short because of COVID and the
No, we didn't
and
talk about that
filming
one.
and filming and stuff. So they did have to cut some of Carly's storyline off. You were supposed to actually meet the person who died. The I forgot her who he was. The one that died that she mourned and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You were actually supposed to have like a big storyline with her
The
too.
grandmother about everyone.
The grandmother, yeah. They were supposed to actually have a story with her and actually connect with her and stuff. You can kind of see the relationship with Carly, but this is just reports. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it's that's supposed to be a thing, but uh, because of COVID and filming restrictions in Hollywood, they couldn't do it, especially if they had to fly people in from other countries. Because I think the actress Carly was I think she's British. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on
Erin
that. And
Kellyman.
yeah, and
She is British.
yeah, and I believe what's his name? Zemo is Czech. I think. I think it, yeah, I think it's Czech.
Give
It's
me a
from Czech.
second. Checking.
It's from Czech.
Checking IMDb.
Oh, he's Spanish. Sorry, he's Spanish. Yeah, yeah. He's from Barcelona, Spain. But yeah, it's So there's a lot of complications to it. So I think that's the reason. If they did expand on it a little bit, that would make it work. But they had to work with what they had. So unfortunately, I don't think it would work that well. So that's why it's on the beach here for me, not above, because I still think it was a really good show.
So you think if it was COVID wasn't a thing, it was like maybe 10 or 12 episodes long?
Probably 9, because 9. WandaVision was also 9.
Is that the sweet spot, 9 or 10?
It depends. Well, I'm a firm believer that it should be as long as the story allows it to.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the story if you can tell the story in 4 episodes, keep it at 4 episodes.
It's hard.
Keep it.
But...
No, I mean, like, if there are stories. It's a 4-hour show. It's like a 2, like if 4 or 5, like say 5. If you can tell the story at 5 episodes, keep it at 5. Don't try to stretch it out. It's just gonna hurt the show or the story. If it needs 10 episodes, make it 10 episodes. Don't try to condense it. Make it 10. And I think that's how they should write stories or something like that. It depends on how long you need to tell the story, and that's how long it should be. Because I thought when they announced 6 episodes, I thought like, okay, so this story is like a 6-episode story. That's how long they should tell it. But as you can see, Carly needed a little bit more room to breathe.
Well, as we learn history, you can't really tell a whole fucking story within only 6 episodes.
Well, you can. I mean, you can. There are short series that.
But not with this. If you're going to include like several plot points that need to be explained, if you got the Power Broker, you got Wakanda going in there, you got the Flag Smashers, you got the redemption arc that needs to be going on in there. You can't really just put it in 6 episodes long. Even though it's an hour long, you should at least have it at least 8 or 10 episodes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, I'm not saying just Falcon and Winter Soldier in general. I'm saying any story. If you only need 6 episodes, keep it at 6 episodes. Don't try to stretch it out.
I don't think this was the case with this show. It should have been longer, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Make the show as long as it needs to be. If it's longer, good. Do it. If it's shorter, do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're probably gonna go back in season 2 and like explain a lot of it through flashbacks.
I don't think there's going to be
Probably.
a season 2. There's going to be a new Captain America movie.
Well, the movie, yeah, but you don't think there's gonna be a show after that?
I doubt it. I think this is a one-off show. It's to introduce the new Captain America, kind of
Which
like
was kind of
WandaVision.
lame because this show was like really amazing.
It's I understand there's a lot of shows I wish there were more seasons of, and no, I'm not talking about Firefly. There's a lot of
I wasn't gonna say Firefly.
I'm talking about there's a lot of good shows that the story ends at one season. Don't stretch it out. Like, for example, like Chernobyl was a very good show that you only need one season for. You're not gonna make a freaking sequel. I'm not an example for this where they made a really good season. The concept was really good. They tried to make a season 2 and it doesn't work. Is 13 Reasons Why.
I've never actually seen that.
Yeah, it's the first season, very powerful, very good. Like it really draws you, and the whole concept about it. It only needed one season to tell the story. Since it made a lot of money, the producers like, hey, let's make a season 2. The story was resolved in season 1. They tried to kind of stretch it out, and it didn't really work. And that's kind of the point. Like, and now there's like 4 seasons. Which just hasn't been really good at all. Like I watched season 2, and I just like after season 2, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch the rest. I just saw reviews and say it's even worse. It just got worse.
Some shows do catch that flaw about going on for as much longer than they actually need to, and I can go on for that.
How I Met Your Mother's another example for me.
I will agree on that wholeheartedly.
Because
that
I thought
needs to be short.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there are great parts, and it's like a good like time waster, and there's like other good characters in that show. Marshall Erickson.
I mean,
he did a great job. He's probably one of my favorite characters on that show.
I mean, the characters and the stories individually were good, but the ending didn't work because it was too long.
And they planned it way years before.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my point. Like, tell the story. Like, don't run it off. Try to like. Just tell your story. Like, for example, The Good Place is another good example of telling your story. Keeping it as long as the story needs to be. 4 seasons, told the story. It was great. The ending was great. Everything, like, there's not a really bad season because of it. Like The Office stretched it too long. I thought the later seasons was not very good.
That's what a lot of people said about The Office.
But I digress.
So, our final verdict, Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're gonna give it thumbs up.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it's good.
No, are you gonna give it a number score?
Out of what?
10.
10? Am I comparing it, or just like an overall experience?
Overall.
I'm gonna give it a 9, a hard 9.
I'll give it a 7.
7? Okay.
7. It's good. It's good. I don't think it's top tier, but it's good.
It was good.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
Now, on to the next one, the movie that just recently came out, Mortal Kombat. Now, this movie, compared to the other Mortal Kombat movies, we got a couple previous before that. We got the original 1995 Mortal Kombat. We got Annihilation.
The best one. That's the best one.
Annihilation is the best one. I'm going to end the stream right now. I got to go. I can't do this with you anymore.
Oh my god, that movie. Oh my goodness.
Then we got the cartoon Netflix version of Mortal Kombat, and then we got the live version of Mortal Kombat, where we're only going to do the 3 main movies. We got the Mortal Kombat 1985, Annihilation, and the recently 2021 Mortal Kombat. What did you think of this Mortal Kombat?
This one is okay. So I enjoy the heck out of this movie. It was very, very entertaining. It knows what it was. The movie knows what it is.
It's fan service.
It embraced it. It's very cheesy, overly brutal, and it's just a lot of violence. That's what it's supposed to be.
The amount of blood in that movie is just insane.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's what Mortal Kombat was all about.
Yeah, it's very the fatalities and all that. There's a lot of one-liners that really like Easter eggs. And one of my favorite was when Liu Kang was doing the sweep kick on Kano. By the way, Kano stole the show. It's the best. He's the best character. Every scene he's on. he steals the scene. Anyways, my favorite part was that when Liu Kang was doing the sweeping kick, which is a
A
an
nod to
Easter
like
egg. Yeah, because that's
button
why he
mashers.
yeah, that's why you used to do it back in the original game where you just do the whole thing. You can't do anything about it. You try to jump and you just get swept again, like what
Yeah.
Kano did.
Josh Larson did an amazing Kano. I don't think
Yeah.
like the writers like planned for Kano to steal the whole movie, but he did.
Yeah.
Like he was a great fucking asshole.
I think also the fact that the main character who is not even a real
No, he
Mortal
was a
Kombat character.
new Mortal Kombat character
What's his
they
name again?
introduced. Cole Young.
Cole Young. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was boring. He was really boring.
I
thought he
really
was boring.
He was
Yeah,
really boring.
I thought he was very flat.
Like it was not needed.
I
To be honest, he was.
I don't
not
say he
needed.
was.
You could.
He was
like,
there. He was the surrogate. He was the surrogate of the audience to kind of. That's what he was.
Out the whole
could have been better.
Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, like their tribes, because they do mention the Lin Kuei and then the Scorpion's tribe that they were battling, because that went on for like ever, and that was like a firm thing in the lore. Like Lin Kuei, I'm all about the Lin Kuei because I'm a Sub-Zero guy myself. But because
I'm a Scorpion guy, so
you got Frost in there, you got Cyrax, who eventually just dies and then just goes battles with Shang Tsung into it. But there's like a lot of lore, like, which I'm excited if they do introduce a Mortal Kombat 2, which they set
they are. They're set up with Jenna Cage and stuff. But overall, like, it's a very entertaining movie, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at it in isolation as a movie overall, it's not that good of a movie. It is very entertaining, but if you're expecting this movie to be like an Oscar Academy Award winner, like the kind of with deep emotional, you're gonna be disappointed. This movie is good for what it is. A very entertaining fan service Mortal Kombat movie. It's a very like I enjoyed it. It serves what it is. But you know, if I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan and I don't get the reference,
I love Mortal Kombat. I
you know what I mean?
References.
Like, I'm just saying, if I'm an outsider, I'll probably get entertained, but I won't get a lot of the references. It's not like as an overall movie and plot wise and all that stuff. It's not that great, but it's good because of what it is. It knows what it is and it embraced it, and they did a good job with it. But in a caveat, a note though, that the first 7 minutes, the intro, was amazing. That was
really was amazing.
That was if you put like it's weird because like once the intro was over,
Tsushima when you were watching
a little bit,
that's what I thought a little bit
because it's so weird because I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're going with this. Okay, I'm down for this, and the tone just shifted 180 after the first scene, after that first sequence, because I thought that was it's so well done. It's like when I said that it's the movie was bad for a movie, but the first part of it was great as a movie, like the tone and the seriousness and the emotional impact. When you come back with your, you know. They did such a good job, but the tone switch after that was a little bit jarring at first for me. But like I said, I enjoyed the movie. It was a fun movie to watch.
For me, it was a good movie. Like Mortal Kombat, like this was a great fucking movie. But for me, it really should have been like a TV series because there was just so much lore to unload. Like even though like people these days don't care about the lore, Mortal Kombat has a set fucking lore that's just great. You can talk about the tribes in it. You can talk about other characters in it. Like they introduce a new character. Like you're only gonna do that when you're gonna expand an already set universe into a set lore. And but they did a good job. I wish they would have focused on like the main characters. There was no need for Cole Young or anything.
Yeah,
Cole Young was okay, but the like Sub-Zero and Scorpion was like a great fucking.
They're the show stealers.
They are the show stealers.
And Kano.
Besides Kano.
And Kano.
Josh Larson did a great fucking Kano. Like every time we watch it, I'm like, God, this guy's a fucking asshole. But that's what the writers wanted you to feel like. This Kano is a top tier, S tier asshole.
That he has charisma leaking everywhere, man. That guy was just charismatic as heck. But yeah, no, they're making this. I think they're trying to make this into a movie universe. So they are gonna probably explore lore more in the future. But it's kind of like how the Godzilla is, where if you come in watching Godzilla versus Kong expecting like deep lore or whatever, you're gonna be disappointed. But if you're expecting, you go watch it for what it is, which is it's just
a Mortal Kombat movie.
A Mortal Kombat movie with a lot of blood, a lot of killing, and all that blood. That's what it is, and they embraced it, and which is good.
Another good character in it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, because I was gonna say, because like I'm saying, when I'm saying that it's not a good movie, I'm comparing it to masterpieces like Parasite and like Jojo Rabbit or Moonlight and La La Land. Those are like amazing, well-made, plot, emotionally driven movies. Those are movies that I think are like masterpieces.
Well, those are different genres.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean,
you can't really compare that to this movie.
I mean, you can like Avengers: Infinity War is the same kind of action movie, which is also a really well made movie. Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, same thing. It's just the way it's made. It's the tone they're going for is different, and the tone they get it. They know what they are. They didn't want to do. They didn't try hard to be not what they are, which makes it good.
Okay, but we grew up with the video game movies being what they were: the Super Mario Brothers, the first Mortal Kombat movie, the Captain America movie, or the Avengers movies. I don't know if you watched it, but it's very cheesy. We are in
a Super Mario movie.
Did you watch that?
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry, go to your point.
No, but okay. Side note: what I love corny B movies. Like it's just so bad. That's why Batman Forever with George Clooney, still my favorite Batman.
It's so cheesy.
It's so amazingly cheesy. But I digress. Where we are right now is gamers get to see their favorite movies now come back being great again. Like back then, like in the early 2000s, like video game movies were always shit. But now
wouldn't say but I was gonna say you said great again. I don't think they were ever great.
Okay, so not great again. They are. They're going to a place where finally like okay, this is decent. Like Detective Pikachu. We got Sonic that was great. And then we got Mortal Kombat that was great.
Because Mortal Kombat was good. I think if you put
to the predecessors.
If you put on a tier list Sonic, Detective Pikachu, and Mortal Kombat, I'd put Mortal Kombat at a tier underneath those two, because I think those two, they know what they are, but they also brought in a lot of good emotion and a lot of like substance. There's a lot of substance behind their story too.
See, with Detective Pikachu, it doesn't like say like, hey, this is a Pokemon movie. It's a universe with Pokemon that live like coincide together, but it's also like a detective movie. And that's why for me, like the recent pairing of video game movies, and I think there's only those three, as far as I'm aware of. Unless you could think of any other
there's Tomb Raider. We talked about this before. It was just not that good.
I did not see that Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it's not that good. There's a few I can't.
There is Uncharted coming out with Tom Holland playing as
Nathan Drake. There's then the Last of Us series is coming out too.
With
and the freaking Assassin's Creed movie, which was bad.
Do we have to include that?
Well, yeah, it's
okay, course. So that's I guess the bottom tier, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And then for me, otherwise it goes. Ooh, okay. I guess okay. I
totally forgot Jimmy. The World of Warcraft movie. Come on, man. Did you watch it?
I did. I loved it.
It was good. Like
it was good.
And that movie, if you play World of Warcraft, you know the lore. You would love it. You get all the reference. You get all the, but like what they messed up on that though is because it's very inclusive. If you don't know anything about WoW or the Warcraft universe, you had no idea, and it doesn't really tell you anything.
Well, they try to shove like Warcraft 1 and 2 in the beginning of like 2.5 into a movie.
That's what they failed on that movie. was, and that's why it wasn't really that big of a commercial
I
success.
did forget about the Warcraft movie.
Because the only people that really enjoy those are the people who knows Warcraft, and their intention was to bring more people into that universe, and that part of that part is they failed. They didn't really capture new audiences with it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, okay, since I forgot it, goes, okay, this is tier I have right now for the 5 movies that we have so far that we can remember. Assassin's Creed, actually, I can't say anything about Assassin's Creed because I haven't watched it, so I don't have an
You
opinion
don't
on
have
it
to. You don't have to.
still. But for right now, I guess I'll
It's
put it
with
at a bottom tier right now.
it's with Michael Fassbender, by the way. The guy who plays Magneto, the new Magneto.
Hmm. It goes Warcraft and then Mortal Kombat, Detective Pikachu, and then Sonic.
I love Sonic. The Sonic one was so good.
Sonic was
the
like
reason,
for me, it was my favorite of all.
yeah. Here's the reason why Sonic was so good. Like I said, it had substance. It is a story about Sonic, but it also it's a buddy cop. It's a buddy road trip film, and their emotional connection with the two main characters was there, and there is a lesson there. There's a theme of friendship and isolation, and how really uh, like the search for companionship
Yeah,
with Sonic.
because
That was the
Sonic's always
theme.
been on his own ever
Yeah,
since he got yeeted into this existence.
and then I forgot the name, the guy, the main, the dude's name. I'm just calling him the dude. So the dude's
I'll look it
main
up.
the dude's main theme is his search for where he belongs and home, and should, because he
Are you
wants to
talking
go
about
to
James Madison?
yeah, the
Tom.
name of the character, Tom. Yeah,
Tom.
Tom. So his theme is actually like finding uh family and where he belongs, because he wants to go to San Francisco, even though he knows he belongs in his small town city,
Yeah.
because a lot of people rely on him, and he's trying to find out his purpose, and if it's for him and stuff, and those two kind of helped each other together, and it's much more deeper than just a blue hedgehog, you know what I mean?
It is.
Like, even though they also know what they are, and they do make those references, they make those jokes, and of course Dr. Bachnik and his power, and how his upbringing kind of thought, making him feel this power. He's so entitled with it. Now that he has power, he feel like he can walk over other people, because
He
he
is
was
a self-made cocky genius who should be right because he made robotics, for God's
I mean,
sake.
because when he was growing up, people with power was pushing him down. Now that he has power, he pushes people down.
Yeah.
But that's what he knows, and that's just the tip of it. That's why I loved Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I thought it was a great movie compared to Mortal Kombat, where it was literally just, there's themes there, but I don't think it worked that well. Um, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Mortal Kombat story that they do in the games is really good. Do you ever play the
yeah,
Mortal Kombat story, or do you know about it?
I have the Mortal Kombat games, yes, but I don't really. I just play to
Well, everyone just plays like the game
Yeah.
just for the fighting, but the story is really well done, especially if you go back further, like in the Deadly Alliance, or well, it's actually Deadly Alliance is where the story for me started. Is when Liu Kang gets killed by Quan Chi, and then he gets brought back into a later Mortal Kombat. It's all great. I highly suggest Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. It's a PlayStation 2 game. It's really old, but if you can get past the graphics, it's amazing.
But yeah, going that, what would you give Mortal Kombat?
Out of 10, I go 7.5.
I go 6.
6.
I go 6. Yeah, it's not bad. It's good. It's a little, yeah. I enjoyed it. It's a 6.
Like, I'd watch it again. I'd buy it to add it to my collection just so I can watch it again.
If it's just an overall movie without any context of Mortal Kombat, I'd give it a 4 or a 3. But because I do love, I enjoyed it. I get the references, and I understand what it's going for. It's a 6.
Like, there's a lot of good references. It's probably because I'm biased, because I've always grown up watching, like, man, I hope I can watch these guys on the main screen. And what we got early on 2000s with comics and video games was, I can't think of a really good one. Like, to be honest, wait, I can't think of a good one. Pokemon, the first movie. That was a good one.
It was.
Made me cry.
Did you know they remade it in 3D animation?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it's funny because I had to babysit my niece and nephew. I think it was last week or the week before, but I just wanted to put something on to kind of like make them watch it, and then I saw it on Netflix where it's Mewtwo Strikes Back. And it was on 3D, so I put it on and made them watch it. I'm like, this is a full shot by shot remake of the original, except it's just 3D. What the heck is going on here?
Yeah, I heard about that, but I haven't watched it yet. So
no, it's literally shot for shot. It's the same freaking movie.
Like, would you watch Mortal Kombat again?
Maybe. I prefer to watch it with friends because I think you'd enjoy it more with friends, especially if you know the references too. But
you would you watch it?
I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it. No.
So you wouldn't own it?
Probably not. No.
I would. That's where the similarities in between you and me. So speaking of,
I normally don't own movies anyway.
So we got time for one more question. I got my producer yelling at me. Then if you were hoping, if you could choose any comic book video game movie to get a adaptation to a movie, who would you choose?
Comic book or video game?
Video game.
Oh. Who would what movie? Ooh, God of War. Especially the new God of War, I wouldn't mind the old one too.
I would really start back to where it was.
Back where the Roman
was,
the Roman
Athena,
was.
where he got like introduced to Ares as the God of War.
But yeah, the reason why I like the new one too is number one, I think it's a much better game.
Mythos is great. It's amazing.
The North, because I love Norse mythology. I love the Norse mythology compared to the Greek. Greek mythology is good too, but the Norse mythology I think is way more intriguing to me. But yeah, what about you?
Me, if I had to choose for any video game, it would probably be Spyro the Dragon. I know it's cheesy, but I would.
No, okay,
really
I would do Gex the Gecko. Gex the Gecko.
I really if they did it well, they would really make a good Spyro the Dragon. Got really magical lands. He really is a great fucking small dragon trying to save his dragonkin from.
I just thought of something.
What?
Fucking Zelda. Make a fucking Zelda movie.
That's hard.
Or a fucking Metroid. Or a Metroid movie. No, a show. Would be good. No, a Zelda show. I would love to watch.
There was a Zelda show.
No, you kind of
90s Zelda show.
Not cartoon. I would like a live act. Like the looks really, kind of like those medieval kind of type, like Game of Thrones and Vikings. And the Last Kingdom-ish.
As a TV show.
It's really great. Well, it is.
I don't think it would because they would try to give Link a voice and.
That's true.
Historically,
Link
does not have a voice.
Well, that's true. You're right.
You can't give Link a voice because they tried to give Link a voice in the 80s. Excuse me, princess.
That's true. You do have a good point. Have a good.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
But Metroid, I do agree. Metroid would make a great fucking series.
Metroid would make Metroid would make a fucking dope ass series, man.
That would be a fucking dope ass series.
Badass female characters, man.
Hey, they need more representation because Tomb Raider was amazing, and I love more of that shit, man.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining us on this episode 4 podcast. Next week, I guess we'll be talking about Spider-Man and everything about Spider-Man.
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 With a hyphen. Don't forget the hyphen.
The hyphen. Spider-Man. Or the man spider. No, I'm Spider-Man. Spider-Man is stupid.
All right.
We will see you all next week, everyone. Have yourself a good day. Thank you, Toulouse, and bye-bye.